Hi, everyone, and welcome to the very first episode of Road to 2000 with Urbanos Chess, where I attempt to claw my way up to a rapid rating of 2000 on LeChess.com. Since this is the first episode, we don't have a game to analyze yet, but episode 2 will start with a postmortem of this game. So, let's get started here. I prefer 10 plus 5, which, for those of you who don't know, means that each player gets 10 minutes total to play their moves, with 5 seconds added for every move that they play. So usually a game could go, up to 25 or 30 minutes if both players use their clock fully, but that rarely happens. So we'll see what happens. Good luck us. The very first game of Road to 2000. As you can see, I'm 1826 rated, and my favorite opening against e4 is the Scandinavian. So here I always like to put my queen on a5, and then I like to start by bringing this knight out. I don't think I've ever actually had someone play a3, b4 against me in this position. So we'll just have to see what happens here. My idea is push these pawns, set up a nice pawn structure here, and go from there. Oh, this guy really wants to just chase my queen around the board. So there we go. I've got the pawn structure that I want. Now I just got to develop this bishop. I think I'm going to castle kingside. And we will go from there. I really have no idea whether this is correct play right now because I've never had someone play the Scandinavian against me like this. So I'm thinking this is the ideal move, retreating back to c7 and eyeing this pawn here. Maybe in the future I can make a battery with the queen and the bishop, but not till I can get rid of this pawn, probably. Okay, interesting. I don't think there's any way I can retreat this bishop. That might be ideal. That knight is poorly placed if I can retreat this bishop. Now this has been a fairly quick game so far. We both only used about a minute of clock with all the extra 5 seconds. Let's see, I want to develop this knight, and I'm going to have to get my queen out of the way to do it. How can I go? I'm thinking knight here, maybe move the rook, and reposition the knight over here and over here. Actually, I might as well take the semi-open d file with the knight, or with the rook. Now I also have ideas, I don't know whether it's good, but I have ideas of playing e5 here because, oh, well, this is defended. But let's start with the knight first. Okay. Yeah, again, I just want to remaneuver this knight to g6. I think that's the goal here. I see his battery here, but I don't see too much danger in taking right now because I've got so many pieces around the king ready for a defense. To take or not to take, this pawn's defended a number of times. I don't think there's any reason to take. Although we could take and then play a6, which would put some pressure on whatever piece was there. Ideally, I would have liked to expand on the queen side a little bit more. I really have no idea what the analysis will say on this, but we'll just have to wait and see, I guess. I'm thinking that I could push b5 here, and if he captures en passant, I can capture with the bishop, and then that leaves this pawn as a huge target. Just an isolated pawn right in the middle of the board. I got my rook behind it, or in front of it, with his queen behind it. I think that could be good for me. Oh, one thing I could also do here is pin the knight. I don't know how useful that would be, but it's definitely an idea. Okay, so he doesn't bite. So let's see, what can I do here? He has had the opportunity to capture this bishop for a while, and he hasn't done it. I think what I might do here is take the bishop, assuming he'll take back, well, he has to take back with the queen. I'll play this move. I assume he would capture with the knight. I would capture with the bishop. And if he recaptures, he can't recapture because the queen's there. And then I can load up behind this pawn. I think that's what I'm going to go for. Okay. I did not see that coming. Although now I have this move if I can get this. Oh no, because I can capture with the knight. Yeah, actually, that's a great move because it's supported by the knight and the queen, and it would fork the knight and the queen. He has a similar idea here. He can push and force the same trade. But now, actually, I have the knight guarding that square. So that is okay for me. I'm up. So now if I give up the knight for these two pawns, That's okay for me. I'll be up a pawn. I'm okay with that. Is there anything better? I really have to respond to my queen being threatened here. I don't think there is any other option. I always have this rook attacking the queen, but then I would also lose the knight, which I don't think I can afford. And now I think I'd rather simplify a little bit, capturing with the queen. Actually, capturing with the knight, or capturing with the bishop, pressures this pawn, which would be nice. I could be up 2 pawns if I can capture that. Which would be ideal. None of my pieces are under attack. Everything's supported. This bishop is defended twice. And there's no real way to attack it a third time. You can always attack it with the bishop, but then I'll just capture. Well, actually, he can't attack it with the bishop. That's silly. He would just be hanging his bishop if he put it in either place that could attack mine. So this is the first time, actually, I think my opponent's had a real think in this game. He's been playing pretty quickly. And to be fair, I've been playing pretty quickly. I'm usually a fairly slow player. And for only 6 minutes having gone by in clock, well, plus some extra time as well. This feels like a mistake, but I'm not sure I know how to punish it. Well, if I capture, the knight is just pinned. And then I can come back and put pressure on the knight. Yeah. I think that's the best move here. Right now the knight is defended 3 times, but the queen is second. Okay. Now what have we got? Does he have... I really don't see any threats here. He hasn't really threatened anything all game. I think this bishop taking could be problematic for me if I retake. But other than that, I really don't see any danger here. I might try to trade down, I think, putting some pressure on this knight. If the knight moves, there's no checks here, or no good checks here. If the knight moves, then I can just trade the bishops, trade a pair of rooks. And I'm up 2 pawns, so I'm not overly worried. Oh, well, classic blunder. Oh, I'm going to pay for that one. Wow. What a blunder. Any advantage I had is probably gone now. I think the best move is this, threatening the knight. If the knight moves, protecting the bishop. I don't think I really have anything else. Okay. Yeah, right now the knight is trapped. I think the best play is capturing this bishop first, maybe at least messing up his pawn structure. And I do have 2 connected pass pawns, so that's nothing to gawk at. I don't think there's a real way for him to save his knight here if he decides not to take the bishop. But let's see what he does here. Okay, so I lost a rook for a bishop and 2 pawns. Not the end of the world, but considering I was up 2 pawns, it's a little bit frustrating. Okay, what does he want here? So now he's threatening the rook. What have I got here? Am I sacrificing the exchange again? Maybe. I think that was the only option. Do I have anything here? I don't think so. I think that's it. I think I'm going to have to try and play an exchange down. And somehow protect these pawns. Okay. I think the option here. What can I do here? Maybe even just here. And I'm safe. I need to unpin this knight. But it's under attack, so. And these pawns need to be pushed. But with 2 rooks against me, I think this will probably be a loss for me. Which is okay. I haven't played a lot of rapid chess in the past little while. Oh, I can't move the knight. Can't unpin. Yeah, I think pushing and trying maybe to cement this pawn if I can get it. If I can get the pawn to b2, then I might be able to... No. That's probably it. Oh, you know what? No. Yeah, definitely have to protect it this way. He'll probably take this pawn. Then maybe I can bring my knight into the game and support the pawn if it moves, if I can push it. Okay, well, the only hope here really is that he blunders this away. Unfortunately. Well, what a start to this. Well, at least... Oh, that's such a trap. His knight here. he can just pin one of them. And that's it. But knight there, I don't know how useful that would be. I was thinking knight here because it blocks the king from entering. I think that may be the best idea. It blocks, the bishop covers here and the knight covers this. But he should just slide his rook over, sacrifice the exchange, take this pawn, and then it'll be a simple end of the game for him. Well, what a start. First game, going well up 2 pawns, and blundered it away. But I guess that's what happens when you don't really know opening theory, and you're just trying to do your best. Maybe I can try and trick him here. My plan is to bring the knight here or here. Oh, and the knight is pinned. Excellent. Well, this lets me march my king up the board at least. Bring my king into the game. Yeah, this is definitely not the worst. Yeah, I'll start gobbling up those pawns. But now I can actually bring the knight here to try and support this pawn when I push it. Is he going to take the knight, sacrifice the exchange? He could. Anything really is winning for him. But I feel like he's not sure about what to do. I don't know if he knows how to... Oh my gosh. Wow. That was the game right there. That was the game. I can still at least pressure that rook. I actually think this may be winning now. I think he blundered his way into losing here. Even though I missed that free rook on A1. Okay, what's he gonna do here? I think, right, if I go c2, the rook has nowhere useful to go. Well, he's winning the knight, but next move I'm just promoting. And if he captures, I'll capture with the bishop, and then I'll promote with check. Yep, that's it. I don't want to trade this pawn for the rook because I don't know. I don't know whether I'd be able to win an endgame with a bishop and 2 pawns against 3 pawns. I don't think I'm good enough at endgames for that. But now, I don't think he has anything to stop me from promoting. And I can just gobble up these pawns, and that'll be it. I just have to not run out of time because I only have 24 seconds left. He's probably going to push and try to start running, but I think that's it. His king has nowhere to go, and I can just start gobbling up these pawns. Very nice. All right. Well, thanks everyone for joining. This has been episode 1 of Road to 2000. You can see we're now at, what'll that be? 1844. We haven't played, I think we've only played about 50, I've only played about 50 games on this account in Rapid Chess. And so my rating will fluctuate quite a bit for the next probably 10 or 20 games. And then after that, it'll start to go down. So thank you very much for joining, and we'll see you again in episode 2.